Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, April 11th, 2025. I hope this finds everyone doing well this morning. There's lots of stormy weather we've been having where I am in the Midwest of the United States. A quote weather event for the past 3 days now. Today we're supposed to have more storms and possible tornadic activity. Supposed to be bad tomorrow also. It's disappointing. Tomorrow is April 5th. If you are getting involved tomorrow, indivisible.org is a place to look into the rallies that are going on in over 1,000 capital cities and other even small towns and places all over the United States in protest of what Donald Trump and Doge is doing. Hands off Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, so on and so forth. It's in protest. So, if that's something you're interested in, check that out. Now is the time for the people to claim peacefully our democracy. Now, today, I'm gonna do this I'm gonna do a spread with this new deck, the Adventure Tarot. We're gonna see some clarity. What do you need to know right now? What does the collective need to know right now, Spirit? What does the collective need to know right now? Just one card. We'll take the top one. Ace of Pentacles. This is what you need to know right now. What's the message in the Ace of Pentacles? This is about nurture. Look, she's planting her diamonds. Springtime. Nurturing. The Ace of Pentacles brings with it a gentle, nurturing energy. You're planting new seeds, and that shit takes time to grow. It's like that phase. An overnight success is 10 years in the making. You have to be patient. You have to be prepared for a long road ahead. Maybe you'll fall on your face or get rejected or fail spectacularly. But one thing is for sure, you are 100% won't succeed if you don't even try. When the Ace of Pentacles appears, it's time to throw your hat in the ring and give yourself a fighting chance. You don't need to think about what this means 5 years down the road. It's just about getting the wheels in motion at the moment. Apply for that writing residency. Dust off your resume. Make a website for your new biz. Research engineering boot camps. Progress over perfection, mama. This card is buzzing with possibilities. How will you take advantage of it? Woo! This is what you need to know right now. Possibilities are everywhere. Whatever you try, you will succeed in. Dust off any reach for those creative projects, anything, progress over perfection. Just keep banging out those works. Small, meaningful actions today pay off big time in the end. Look, we're planting those seeds. You're going to come out a diamond. You planted seeds one day, and you got a diamond in the end. What do you need to embrace right now, collective? What do you need to embrace right now? Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands. Simplify. When the Ten of Wands appears, it's a sign we are trying too hard. Maybe we've overextended ourselves. Maybe we're overcomplicating a process. Maybe we're having a challenging time delegating a project, or being too cheap to get the support we need, or just genuinely being a workaholic. Whatever it is, the message of the Ten of Wands is loud and clear. Stop trying to do the most. Stop trying to do the most, collective. You're burning the candle at both ends and headed straight toward burnout. Now is the time to take a look at where you're spending your time and energy and find ways to simplify. The goal here is to work smarter, not harder. There are only so many hours in the day, and sometimes it's not about getting more efficient, but about acknowledging when there's simply too much on your plate. In this card, we see a woman walking on a sand dune. It's barren all around her, representing the feeling of running on empty. There are 10 wands scattered in front of her. She must practice ruthless prioritization. So you have to be ruthless in what you prioritize. Figuring out what stays and what goes in order to make her way forward toward a more balanced and sustainable life. That's what you need to focus. And what do you need to release, collective? What do you need to release? What does the collective need to release? The world. You need to release the world. Look around you, because damn, life sure is beautiful. The world symbolizes an ending of a chapter, a sense of completion, closure. There is squishiness to it because goodbyes are hard. Perhaps some grief is surfacing that's natural, even a little fear, like, eek, what's next? What good? What if this is as good as it gets? What if the best is behind me? But the medicine of this card is the journey is long in a good way. There is so much more for you to do and explore, and people to meet, and magic to experience. Life is not linear, and the world card shows up to remind us the lessons we can learn from Mother Nature, how she cycles through seasons, each serving an important purpose, never ending ebb and flow. What a relief it is to know we always get to shed old layers in the fall, rest in the winter, plant new seeds in the spring, and play in the summer. Summer's coming up. We're in spring in the northern hemisphere of the United States where I am, and summer is coming up. We play in the summer. We might not know exactly what lies ahead, but isn't that what makes life worth living? You are doing it. I am doing it. We are doing it together. That's beautiful. Fourth card is what's next. We are doing this together. Look at that. We're doing this together. What's next, collective? What's next for the collective? These cards are so new. I'm not used to them, and they're not used to me shuffling, but some beautiful messages. Three of Swords. What's next? Ugh. We can do all things. Tender. In the Three of Swords, it's the things said and unsaid that hurt the most. You have a heated argument with your partner. Your friend makes a comment that stings. You feel misunderstood by your parents. Hell, even your therapist can't seem to say the right thing. You simultaneously want everyone to leave you the F alone and have never felt so lonely in your life. When people ask what you need, you don't know how to respond. Your mind just feels like a big swirly mess. This Three of Swords cuts right to the heart of it. Represented by the Three of Swords piercing this finger heart. The card mirrors back our internal landscape, our visceral pain, everything that can't be explained in words. Be extra gentle with yourself during this tender time. Let yourself feel the feels, or watch some stand-up comedy, or scream into a pillow, or finger paint, or lie on the grass and do nothing. Your process doesn't have to make sense to anyone, including yourself. Getting all logical and scientific about your pain won't make it go away. So, let's not even go there. The guidance of the Three of Cups is to give yourself a little space. Distance can do wonders. Even though it might not feel like it right now, everything will work itself out. Well, thank you, Spirit, for those messages. I'd like to get a few messages from the Beyond the Marriott. My brother printed out the guidebook for me. I had bought these. These were my very first Oracle cards, and I only had access to the online guidebook, and it was just difficult to... A lot of times I would be using a device for a spread, and anyway, he printed out the entire guidebook, so now I feel like I can use this in readings, and I love these cards. The messages, the imagery on them is beautiful, but also the writer, the guidebook is just... Anyway, beautiful messages. So let's get a couple for the collective from Beyond Lemuria. Spirit. That's too many. Let's get just a couple. Maybe one more, Spirit. Thank you. Okay. We've got She, the Lotus. 43. Is someone 43 years old? And we have root chakra. 2, ground and center. Let's read. Let's see. Root chakra, ground and center. So, this is ground and center. Isn't that a beautiful card? Foundations, grounding, basic needs, survival, physical identity, responsibilities, the place where we build our lives, time and nature. This image speaks of finding home within yourself, a sense of deep inner peace, and a strong sense of grounding and being centered. Here, you can be released from the grips of survival into a place of thriving. There is trust, connection to community, and you can rely on others and joyfully understand your responsibilities in turn. You are held and have strong foundations for all aspects of your life. With your guard down, you have the tools to ride the waves if you need. Everything is okay. Spend time in nature. How you restore your root chakra is how you spend time with nature. You sit or stand barefoot in nature and feel your roots merging with the earth beneath you. Consider your founding beliefs. If they no longer serve you, it may be time to reconsider your priorities or foundations you live your life by. Be aware of any reoccurring patterns that may be holding you back. This is about your home, foundations, physical basis, responsibility. It's in the base of your spine and groin. And then we have She of the Lotus, 43. Let me find that. Give me just a second. I'm going to put them in a binder right now. They're loose papers together, so. But I'm so grateful to have them. 43. She of the Lotus. Shadow work, addressing dissidence, seeing downfalls as the flip side of superpowers. Loving yourself back to wholeness, the beauty lotus that grows from murky waters, disempowering triggers, bringing light into your dark corners. Originally, the title for this oracle deck was going to be The Language of Light. It was not actualized into that incarnation as other layers of meaning needed to be honored. The full spectrum I was guided to bring through also included the shadow. In hindsight, choosing to deepen the message of balance that the Lemurians were bringing forth through this work meant I had to experience my shadow. My shadow encounters brought light into nooks I didn't know I had. If there is a way to fast track your growth, it is by being real with the shadowy or unloved parts of yourself. There was a time when the concepts of shadow work or self-love, seemed relevant, but I was vague as to what they really meant. I knew the next part of my journey was exploring them, but how that would happen was quite mystifying. The shadow and self-love are big topics to unpack, and unraveling them took me on quite an adventure. Unfortunately, I thought shadow work was digging up as many issues as possible and thought being present with them meant wallowing in them. Without tools for expanded awareness, I found myself drowning deeper in the upset of it all and creating more of it in the process. My journey for clarity took me to Cambodia, where I met and mastered the art of perception and indirectly finding growth points in a way that spoke to my being rather than my mind. That sparked a 3-month journey into the farthest reaches of myself. I realized I had a lot of unlearning and self-acceptance to do. This is a long one, but she goes in, when we discard any parts of ourselves, we are throwing out the baby with the bathwater. It says, paradoxically, self-love is a catalyst for transformation. Alchemizing painful triggers is an opportunity for awareness that helps us reclaim more of ourselves. I have come to learn that shadow work and self-love are practices to implement on a day-to-day basis. We can live and love them even bigger. And this is true freedom and self-empowerment. A true light bringer shines light in all the corners, so shadows can be acknowledged and released. Often our greatest strengths and our greatest weaknesses are our greatest weaknesses, and vice versa. When we accepting the shadows enough to bring them into the daylight was usually all it took for them to dissipate. Take a look at any unconscious patterns that may be running you. Are there elements of you need to take out of the trash, dust off, and reabsorb? Shadows can be painful or tender to touch. Sensitivity is an area, can be a trigger that shows us where we might want to spring clean some of our darker, forgotten, ignored, or hidden corners. Accepting our shadows is the first stage of restoring ourselves to wholeness and self-love. Peel back the layers where there is shame, guilt, fear, and bring them into the daylight. Under a loving and compassionate light, they will resolve and reassimilate so you can re-engage with your superpowers. Don't be afraid of your shadow work. Bring it into the light. The things that you're afraid of, you can turn those into your superpowers. Make friends with your dark side. What a beautiful message. This is Stevie's Tarot. I hope you found messages here. Please like, share, and subscribe. Peace.